Hi guys, this is your streamer Carlos. On today's video, I'm gonna give you my rolling review of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. So here we go, guys. I love this movie because we get to see Harrison Ford in a whole different way. Besides the way that we know him that we got introduced to Harrison Ford as our favorite smuggler slash gun space blasting guns space blasting slinger in Star Wars. But in this movie of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, we see Harrison Ford get out of the galaxy far away into the jungles of South America and into forbidden temple into a forbidden temple looking for at first a golden monkey idol, but eventually he will be tasked by the FBI in the movie to hunt and capture the lost ark of the golden ark of Noah, which has the power to be used for evil if it's captured by the wrong hands. But if it's captured before evildoers such as Belloc, Indiana Jones' Indy's archaeological rival, who is working for the Führer or Hitler and the Nazis, who Hitler obviously wants the Lost Ark of Noah to use it against the whole against humanity, and begin and wipe out humanity to start a new reality. But obviously Indy's tasked to capture and hunt for the Lost Ark before Belloc, his archaeological rival, gets to it and gives it to his partners in evil deeds. The Nazis would if they could get away with it. The Nazis in turn would give the Ark, Noah's Ark, to their fearless leader Hitler. So but so that's the whole gist of Indiana Jones and the Lost Ark. Indiana Jones's cat is hired by the FBI or FBI agents to hunt and get the Lost Ark before Belloc, Indy's rival archaeologist gets the Ark for the Nazis and gets a hefty compensation for helping the Führer Hitler get Noah's golden ark, which in turn, and I believe this, that according to Indy's history books, if a person or whoever gets to the ark and opens the ark itself, the ark has obviously the powers of God and the powers of the old of God, and one of the things that comes out of the ark, whoever opens it, there's the power of God, and the power of God comes in a very bright, powerful light that is basically shiny fire. Basically, the power of God. Basically, the power of the ark, if open, it will spit fire out of the ark, and that's the whole gist of it. So, but to get to the ark itself, Indy has to find the lost city of Tanis, which is according to the history books is the mythical resting place of the lost ark of Noah's golden ark. So Indy has to go to this ancient city named Tanis, which is located in Egypt, and he has to find to find the location of the lost ark in Tanis. He has to find a staff with a staff type stick, or a staff, yes, a staff with a round, with a shape, with a sun shape type tip that if natural sunlight hits the sun shape head of this staff, if natural sunlight hits the staff, the staff in turn will shine a bright light type light that will guide whoever gets the staff to the location intended of where the Noah's Ark, where Noah's golden ark it is. And the real name of Noah's golden ark is the ark of good souls, which again, according to Indy's history books, if opened by anyone, it will unleash a bright fiery light that comes out of the ark itself to damage and cause unrepairable damage to the territory or the whole to the territory. In this case in the movie, Hitler wants it to destroy to basically demolish the whole world and just start a new world. But again, Indy's tasked to stop Belloc, his archaeological rival, from getting to the ark, and therefore from capturing the ark for himself and for the Nazis. But again, like I said, to get to the ark, first he has to find this staff that has a top that is shaped oval, that it has a circle, but it has a sun in the middle. And to get that staff, or to get the sun shape part to the staff, he has to go to Nepal, and where he needs to find is an old acquaintance of it, an old archaeological partner or friend. But Indy also has a love and a past love interest that is living in Nepal. Her name is Marion, and she, according to Indy, has the emblem that looks like the sun shape to the that has the sun shape type shape to put on top of this staff. But of course, Marion doesn't want to hear anything from Indy because it has been 10 years since Marion has seen Indy, and 10 years ago, according to the movie, Indy broke her heart. Which makes this, besides being a great adventure movie, in my opinion, this first movie in the Indiana Jones trilogy, let's see, in this quad franchise, it makes it into not only an adventure movie, but it also makes into a slash romantic comedy type thing. But again, Marion doesn't want to hear anything. Marion doesn't want to hear this from hear anything from Indy, and saying Indy would and Indy saying, can you give me your sonship emblem, so I can put it on the staff, so it can guide me to Noah's golden ark of good souls, and if you give it to me, I will not only save the world from imminent destruction, but also you, Marion, but not only you, and not only the world, but I'll be saving the world both in two ways: from imminent destruction from the Ark itself, and from the Nazis that will give the Noah's golden ark of good souls to their fearless leader of the Nazi Party, Hitler. And of course, when Indy gets to Nepal, arrives in Nepal, Marion is not surprised that Indy's in Nepal at her doorstep, or at her bar's doorstep in Nepal, and says, I knew that someday you would come back, and you would come back to haunt me in Indiana Jones, in a funny way, but sarcastic way, but it also being a little bit hurtful, and saying, take that for breaking my heart 10 years ago, Indy. But eventually, Indy persuades Marion by making her a deal. If you give me the emblem, if you give me your sun-shaped emblem, so I could put it on the staff, I'll reimburse you by giving you a good sum of money, which is like which I believe Indy says in the movie, or Marion tells Indy, I want my equal share of the sum of money that he will get, which is $500. And by the way, $500. By the way, Indy, when he's not being a great archaeologist and saving and recovering old and legendary relics from forbidden temples. He is a world. He's a relic. He's an old relic. He's an old world history relic professor at a university. I believe that in the movie, the university or college doesn't have a name, so I don't know the name of the college, but Indy's a professor of old world relic history relic professor. But like I was saying, Indy. So after persuading Marion with that sum of money that I just talked about, Indy at first, Marion is like, get out of my bar. Then Indy persuades Marion with that sum of money that I just talked about. But right after Marion tells Indy to get out of her bar, a Nazi sympathizer curator comes in Marion's bar and says, Fräulein, which means girl or young lady or woman, says, I just saw your friend, Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones come in and he asked for a relic that you might have. And Marion says, I don't know what you're talking about. Then a whole fun and great action scene ensues, where we see, obviously, Indy come in before Marion gets burned by a branding iron that this Nazi sympathizing curator orders his henchmen that he come along with him to hold Marion very tight, and this Nazi sympathizer / curator tells Marion, if you don't tell me where the relic that you supposedly have, I'll burn your face with this branding iron. But before this Nazi curator can do that, Indy comes and basically beats the holy heck out of this out of beats starts shooting to a whole fight with Indy, a whole gunfight slash fist fight with Indy and the group of the southern of this curator slash Nazi sympathizer and his henchman, with Marion, of course, helping Indy ensues. Eventually, the fight ends with Indy and Marion standing tall and getting out of Marion's burning Napoleon bar, and they go to Egypt, and that's where Indy and Marion find Indy's close and Egyptian friend slash tour guide slash cohort or good accomplice, Sala, or I can't, Sala, and Sala tells Indy and Marion, but mostly Indy, because Indy sits at a table eating fruit while Sala is telling him that a guy named Belloc is here with of course the Nazis, and they are digging in the wrong area of the lost city of Tanis. And Sala asks or tells Indy if the Nazis if Belloc and the Nazis get to Noah's golden ark, the damage that the ark will cause to the whole planet, to the whole world, and humanity it will be unholy, and why would they dare why would Belloc and the Nazis dare to mess with the big G, in this case God, and his mighty great power, good power, but in this case, the good power of God in the Nazis' hands, it could destroy humanity, and of course in the movie, Belloc, Belloc and Belloc, Belloc, Belloc and Indy find each other in Egypt. By the time that Indy finds Belloc in Egypt, Indy thinks that Marion has died after being captured, and she was captured in a funny way because Indy and Marion were going to a solace contact that could tell Indy and Marion what Marion's sun-shaped relic says, like the hieroglyphics of Marion's sun-shaped relic says, the actual word that the relic means, what the hieroglyphics of Marion's sun-shaped relic mean. And but of course Marion gets captured by Belloc's Egyptian henchmen with German agents, and Indy tells Marion to hide and get away, or to find, to hide somewhere, and eventually Marion finds a basket, a woven basket, where she gets inside of it, and eventually these Egyptian henchmen of Belloc's locate Marion inside the basket, and of course Indy is running to help Marion, who's in the basket crying out for Indy to help her and stop her kidnappers. And then, but eventually, Marion is put inside a truck that is packed with explosives, and a fight ensues between Indy and the Egyptian and Belloc's Egyptian henchmen, and eventually he realizes that Marion is inside this truck, but during the fight, or at the end of the fight, during the climax of the fight, the truck explodes, and then Indy is distraught, and I mean distraught, and just out of just pure and just sad, and he believes that Marion is dead, and he blames Belloc for, and he blames, rightly so, Belloc for it. Belloc for it. So then later on in the movie, Sala and Indy find the right digging place, or the right digging spot, or the right X that marks the spot where the a diagram of the lost city of Tanis is located, and India of course has already has by this point the Marion's golden sun-shaped relic that he puts onto the staff, and he goes into the room with the help of Sala, and he finds the bright fiery light. In this case, this fiery light was good. Good that leads Indy to find the location of, in the lost city of Tanis, the location of Noah's golden ark of good souls. But of course, when Indy thinks that he has everything, that everything's good and under control, and Belloc and his Nazi accomplices are not near Indian Solid's location, and eventually Belloc finds out where Indy and Sala have been digging have been digging in the right place for the Noah's golden ark of good souls. And at the end of the movie, we see that Belloc and of course his Nazi contention army go to a mountaintop where he performs a Jewish ritual that will basically when the Jewish ritual is completed, that will tame or control the ark's power to be controlled by a human. But of course it all goes wrong for Belloc. Because, like I said, the ark's Noah's golden ark golden ark of good souls is nothing to mess with. Nothing to mess with, according to the movie, and according to the movie's world history books that Indy has in his possession, possession, and it doesn't go well. First of all, the light that comes out of the ark itself is light, but it's fire. It's fire, and basically that light that comes out of the ark basically burns the whole face, melts basically the fiery light blows up Belloq's face off, blows it off like you were popping popcorn in a very sadistic, in a very gruesome way, and it melts the Nazi sympathizing curator. It melts his face off, and it also melts the commanding officer of the Nazi contingent that Belloq of the Nazi. It also melts the Nazi commander's head and face that Belloq has control of. Basically, it melts. The ark melts the Nazi military contingent that Belloq has, and it basically it. But obviously before the ritual starts, Indy and Marion are tied up together, and Indy says to Marion, whatever happens, Marion, do not open your, and he says with this, and Indy says this with great emphasis, do not open your eyes. Whatever you do, don't open your eyes. Just close them. Just keep them closed. And eventually, Belloq's face popped off. The Nazi curating sympathizer, its face melts off, and the Nazi commander's face melts off as well, and a tornado of fire comes out of Noah's golden ark of good souls, and obviously a big hole opens up into the clouds, but eventually the tornado of fire comes down with the lid of Noah's golden ark, and of course after this we see Indy and his friend Marcus, who who you know who provides who who, who provides the money who provides the money for his for in these expeditions, who also is a who is also Marcus is also the museum curator of the college that Indy works at. So Indy gets Marcus these great and awesome relics to exhibit them in the college in the museum, and he gets to explore the world. But anyway, going back to the end of the movie, after what happened to after weeks in the final weeks after the events up in the mountain and the ritual, we see Indy, Marcus, and the two government officials talking about, or Indy and Marcus ask the two U.S. government officials, where did they put the ark? Where did they put the ark and the Noah's golden ark of good souls? And Marcus and Indy ask them, where did you guys put where did you guys put the ark? And the both government officials tell them both that it's in a safe location. And we have our people, our researchers, and our researchers investigating the source of power of the ark. And Indy and Marcus are not happy with the two government officials. And Indy is obviously he's mad, and Marcus tells the two government officials, we don't know what kind of power just yet the Noah's golden ark of good souls has yet. Indy and I need to study it. We need to know the location, and we need to study the ark itself. But of course, the two government officials tell Marcus and Indy that they won't tell them where the ark is, and Indy is like flabbergasted, and Marcus is not flabbergasted but upset at the two government officials. And at the end of the movie, we see Marion waiting outside the Capitol of Washington, the Capitol building of Washington, and she sees that Indy is upset and asks Indy, what did the two government officials say? And Indy says to Marion, they don't know squat. They don't know what they're dealing with. And to get Indy to calm down, Marion says, how about a drink? How about I invite you to a drink? The drink is on me. And after a mean look that Indy gets, a mean look, not towards Marion, but towards himself. A mean look towards himself that he creates himself. Towards him, Indy agrees, and we see, and before the ending credits, we see a custodian pushing in a big box, a big wooden box that says sensitive material, and that sensitive material inside that wooden box is Noah's golden ark of good souls, and that's the end of the movie. So guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Put hit a like, and let me know what you liked about the first Indiana Jones movie, The Raiders of the Lost Ark, and if you could, and if you were like Indy, if you want, tell me what, if you were an archaeologist like Indiana Jones, what kind of relic would you want to hunt for and stop evildoers from getting to destroy the world? Thank you guys, and again, put a like, and thanks for hit a like, and thanks for watching. Bye.